Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to Trying Australian Food for the first time. Now obviously we have a few cuisines or few foods that you just go, really? Is that a good thing to be eating? And I'd say it would be, but other people certainly seem to question it. So let's see if this guy does.
Today we're going to be going on a culinary adventure that's going to take us across the world and across the opposite hemisphere. Today, we're going to be trying Australian food and baked goods.
Look at that.
If you've never had Australian food, then you definitely want to watch this video all the way to the end. You guys are lucky here because I'm here with JJ. And JJ
no, he's the lucky one.
Australian pies and sausages here
you
in
can
downtown
just see it
LA.
on him, can't
First
you?
of all, I'm excited.
Yeah.
And not for me, I'm excited for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited, guys.
Because he's about to eat the best bloody food. We call it tucker at home. So it's the best bloody tucker you can slam.
Yeah.
All right. Just a little bit. We're an online website based in LA.
Yeah.
AussiePiesandSausages.com.
AussiePiesandSausages.com. Link below.
Yeah. We make the most traditional Australian food.
They look pretty darn good, I gotta say.
This is what you would smash down anywhere you go.
Oh,
in the morning, pub at night, sport games in between, pulling out of the freezer.
Yeah.
This is your go-to food.
Yeah.
So you got to know that he's got it correct when he's saying things like that. Oh man, this is going to be good.
You brought to us today, there are
They look good
5
as well.
different items right here, right? I believe these are all savory items, right? Is that right, JJ?
They are.
Okay, so these are all savory.
Are they too?
And we're going to save a little bit of the sweets for the end because we always like a sweet ending, right?
Oh, they also got sweets. I want to take that back quickly. So we've got obviously 2 pies, a sausage roll, and then I always forget the bloody name for that one. But yes, we've got basically, it's maybe I'd say closest thing would be the pies out of the 2 of them.
Because we always like a sweet ending, right?
And then they've got sweets as well, so I wonder what that is.
Let's get to it. What do we have in front of us, Jay?
Well, this is the basics. This is your meat. This is like if you go into any shop in America, you'd be ordering your burger and fries.
Yeah.
Burger and hot dog.
Yeah, it is
Pies
pretty
and
much the
sausage rolls.
same.
Pies and sausage rolls, guys.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we've got a pasty here too.
Okay. Which one should we start off with first?
I'm
you
going
think?
to go with the lamb.
So this is the piece. Tell us a little bit about this particular item right here.
Well, all meat pies. First
Lamb
of
and
all,
rosemary.
You cannot use a fork and knife.
No.
That's just wrong. You've got to. It's a hand.
Thank goodness we actually have someone there that can explain the entire culture, because I feel as though there are so many videos, whether it be from the UK, the US, whatever it may be, where the person eats it and they go, oh yeah, whatever, but at the same time they've just missed the entire kind of idea about it. You know, they're not meant to be eaten with a knife and fork. No, you just got to grab the thing and shove it in your face.
Hand food. You grab it in your hand.
Yeah.
And it'll be nice, saucy meat inside, but I'd rather you describe it when you eat it.
Yeah.
And you've got a solid pastry base with a fluffy, light pastry top.
This guy sounds like he knows how to
You guys
bake
heard
a
that?
pie.
Okay, so the protein here is lamb.
The protein here is lamb.
Okay.
With a lot of bloody gravy.
Oh my gosh. Guys, okay, this thing is like, it's got some heft to it, okay? I anticipate a lot of great filling in here. Before we begin, the proper way to have this dish is actually to put some tomato sauce. Okay?
It's not the
AKA
same
ketchup.
though.
Oh, look at that. Here we go.
What an absolutely useless packet that is. I can't believe that other countries are still using packets like that. Like, we have the most perfect packet squeeze, and I mean, it obviously comes out of necessity because of all the meat pies that we're having, but at the same time, just so you squeeze them together, it breaks open, done. It's so good.
That looks good.
You have to go cheap. You can go all the way across.
All right.
No worries.
Here we go.
Here we go. Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, lemon rosemary, $8.
That is so good.
Look at
Jay,
that.
good job, man.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
That looks
Now-
good.
You can see just how much filling is in this pie right here. I mean, you don't cheap out on the filling. So flavorful, and that ketchup definitely adds like an edge, a kick of flavor that is absent from this pie.
I mean, I almost feel like you need more if you're going to be going like that. And also, like I said, ketchup and tomato sauce aren't exactly the same flavor and recipe, whatever you want to call it, but at least you actually had a little bit of sauce on there. But no, I definitely feel as though you even go a little bit more sauce if you wanted to.
And the lamb, not gamey at all.
Nah.
My first time trying Australian
Non-gamey.
food, boy, that set the benchmark pretty high.
It's not good.
Ooh.
You ate properly. So
Oh my God.
It bloody well should.
You got no worries when you go over there. Nobody's going to pick you for a tourist.
Lots of meat, so much meat, so much flavor. Get this, guys. Get this.
I'm interested about what
Let's go to
sweets
the
they have
second
as
dish.
well.
What do we got here?
You're going to go next with the sausage roll.
Yeah.
Once again.
Yeah.
What's this one
Tomato
going to
sauce
be?
you can put across on top.
Okay.
Now this one's a little bit more car friendly. Doesn't
Yeah.
ooze out while you're eating it.
Car friendly.
Walk around with it.
Yeah.
Oh, like you just said, car friendly. They so are, aren't they? I mean, they can be a little bit more flaky, but at the same time, meat pies can also be quite flaky. And so overall, I guess sausage rolls do win that because they're not as spilling and everything as the meat pie is. But no, either way, I'm interested to see which one or what flavor this sausage roll is, because I saw that they have 2 there. And so I don't think this one would be a lamb. Generally, the feeling is a little bit different. Obviously, it's not the same gravy like I was just saying. But man, either way, looking at the entire entire thing. It certainly looks good, and these guys certainly seem to know how to bake or just a whole range of things.
You know, and
Just kind of bite into it, right?
Bite into it.
So on the top, you got sesame, and then what's inside here? It's like a sausage made out of
You tell me. This is beef based.
beef based.
Beef
Okay.
base, okay,
Yep.
so
And
just
it's
a
about
beef
like
sausage
In
roll.
Australia, we
So that's why I'm now interested to know what the other one is. Maybe it's just like a beef and rosemary, or I don't know, something random like that. But either way, the entire thing, there are so many different varieties I'll never be able to tell just by looking at it.
basically eat beef and lamb.
And oh man,
Oh.
that looks pretty.
See, that looks more like what you should be having in terms of sauce to that kind of size ratio.
I've actually never had tomato sauce with any like baked goods until today.
There you go.
And this is
Fair enough.
This is genius, guys. It works. It really does work.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right?
of course it does.
Here you go. Sausage roll, right?
Yeah, dig in.
Dig in. Wow. This beef, so soft, so
What
tender,
is
and
it,
I love
though?
the flakiness. That ketchup adds more flavor to this.
It just kind of brings it out.
JJ, you should be opening up another place, another location.
Yeah.
More people need to try this.
I feel as though if these were in the States more, then they would just go down an absolute treat. Like, I'm almost surprised that America didn't invent them in the first place, because it just seems like something that they would just love so much. And, you know, you got the meat, the pastry, whatever it may be. I mean, I do know that America doesn't really do, what would it be? I guess more bland, not bland. No, that's the word, savory kind of baked goods. They more do like pumpkin pies and all these sweet things. But either way, the entire thing, I'm just surprised that I haven't done it, because they've got the hot dog, and this is just kind of expanding the entire repertoire.
Holy smokes. Oh my gosh. That is just as good as the first pie we had, but in a roll format and a different type of protein. And again, just
I'm liking the other guy because he's sitting there kind of just licking his lips, like he's probably a little bit hungry watching him eat all of them as well, even though I'm sure he has plenty of supply considering he baked them. At the same time, he's kind of, ooh, I want a little bit of that as well. I know how good my cooking is.
flake. Look, all the flakes just kind of comes off so easily. It's so good, and I love that crunch when I first bite into this. JJ, what do we got here?
This is a pasty.
Yeah, I can't believe I forgot. I was going, oh yeah, I know the word. I actually did have pasty in my mind, but I just went, oh, I don't know if that's the real word or not. But yes, there we go. At least he finally just cleared it up for us.
The miners used to use.
Wow.
Because it's got a very hard crust, and it would protect the inside, so they
Yeah.
could take it down to the
Yeah.
mines and have a good lunch, and it'll keep all day. So it's like a mini lunchbox instead
Yeah.
of pastry.
Okay.
Wow.
Inside, you got
There we
meat
go.
Yeah.
and root vegetables.
What kind of root vegetables?
You've got your turnips, your carrots, your potatoes.
It's like,
Um,
oh, right. Okay, so they've basically taken an entire roast dinner and just put it in a hard casing just so then it doesn't get damaged, or I guess not damaged because it's definitely going to get damaged. But either way, it's just protected from the elements, so then when you're down in the mines, you can eat it. All right, well, there we go. I guess we learn something new every day.
You got some sweet potato in
Yeah.
there. So it's all
Yep, definitely got to have the sweet
all root
potato.
vegetables mixed with meat.
So not to take this away from, Australian food, but the first thing that comes to mind is this looks like a giant empanada.
Right.
This reminds me a little bit of
Yeah, look at that.
like a chicken pot pie. Maybe not with the chicken.
Fair
but
enough. I guess I can
When I first
understand.
bit into this, that's the first familiar dish that I think about.
Yeah, well, this was created basically out of leftovers.
Really?
So the women
Yeah.
in the house would make their dinner, and then for the next day, they'd put it all together and wrap it inside a hard pastry that'll keep it.
It's a
Yeah, like I said, you just had a roast dinner where you got peas and carrots and all these different things. And then from there, you just fold over a little bit of pastry and you got an entirely new meal, dish, pastry, whatever you want to call it.
It's a hefty meal. I would probably say this is maybe a pound.
Yeah, but we're
About
not
a pound.
We're not wusses over here. I'm
Yeah.
expecting you to be able to eat 1, 2, 3 at a sitting. Anything
There
less
we
than
go.
that is a bit disappointing.
All right, I'm gonna try my best. Now, like I said before, I'm going to add ketchup this time and see how the flavors change.
All right.
Okay, love the color.
There we go.
Against
That's
this
the sauce ratio you need.
Pastry right here.
Ooh. Oh, it's just
I'm
so
so
good
surprised
with
how-
sauce.
Something so basic like ketchup or tomato sauce works
Just-
so well.
And it just
with these
adds
pastries.
so
It's like
much
putting
to
salted
it.
fries.
It's
Yeah.
so good.
Just
I
makes
guess
it
that's
better.
exactly what it is.
Definitely try this with the tomato sauce. I think it only adds to the flavor. It doesn't take anything away from
No.
the original flavor. I think it only adds more depth and complexity.
There we go. Perfect description about what it does. I mean, I don't really understand why. I guess you're just kind of getting the saltiness from the tomatoes and all the different things in the sauce, and they're just really kind of bringing out the overall flavor, as well as just adding an entirely new flavor on there. And so then you just get this entirely new mix of things that you're going, ooh, this is just nice, and it just works. There's no other way to describe it.
Before we move on to dessert, I do want to ask you, JJ, what's your story? I mean, why create Aussie pies and sausages and make it available to
Here we go.
people here in the US?
Well, 2 reasons. One of them purely selfish because
Oh,
I
I love that.
I miss
he
it.
just wanted some.
And if you can't get something, everybody comes over here, nationalities come here and they start Chinese food and Japanese food and Korean food.
That's fair enough.
Mexican food all over. Where the f*** is the Australian food? You know, it doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Of course not.
So I want it.
Yeah.
So I make it purely selfishly.
That has to be the most Australian answer I've ever heard. It's like, well, I couldn't really care about making them for other people. I guess it's just kind of a side business, but at the same time, I just wanted them for myself because I just want them in general. So then from there, he just was able to make an entire thing about it. That is an absolutely brilliant as you just go, I'm just going to fill the gap for myself, I think.
To enjoy.
Yeah.
What I enjoy, especially if you've never tasted it, because
Yeah.
Australian food is not only good,
Yeah.
but it's fun. You know,
It is very fun.
Handheld food is more fun than fork and knife food.
I totally agree.
Absolutely.
I totally agree.
You know, there you go. There's no other reason for it.
Now you know why.
And like you said, you can actually eat it in the car. You're not trying to just handle this thing, or I don't know. You're like, there's no way you can have a fork and knife in the car. But when you're on a road trip and you're just kind of shoving this pie into your mouth, it really is just an entirely different experience, and really quite, well, in this case, quite yummy at the same time, just well different as well.
Aussie Pies and Sausages was created because obviously JJ misses his food. So we still got dessert to come, right?
Here we go,
All right,
dessert
let's
to
move on
come.
over
What
to
is it
dessert.
going to be?
Lamingtons is probably the
Lamingtons,
most traditional
of course.
Australian cake that you'll have on Australia Day and all different national
I mean, I can't imagine there's going to be fairy bread here, but I have to say, I wish there was.
events and national days. A Lamingtons is a sponge cake dipped in chocolate and with desiccated coconut on the outside.
Everywhere
Guys, I can't
around
wait.
it.
I can't
It's
wait. Oh my
massive.
god, it's so huge.
Look at the size of that
It's like a
Lamington.
giant brownie.
They certainly don't all have to be that size, but that is a massive one. I mean, some of them can be that size, and I mean, you could certainly get through it, but at the same time, you can certainly get smaller ones than that, and don't think that you're going to be completely overwhelmed by going, oh my goodness, do I have to finish all of it? You can just kind of cut it up if you really need.
Literally, same size.
Look at
Alright,
that.
first bite, here we go.
That's as big as his head.
You know what I need right now? I need a cup of tea or coffee.
Wash it down.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we've got-
I guess fair
This
enough.
is Australian tea or coffee.
Yeah,
So
I love this right here.
we wash it down.
Typically,
Yeah.
is this served chilled?
No,
Chill.
typically, you can,
It's just like
chilled,
room
chilled or room temperature.
True
yeah.
room
Okay,
temperature, I
we're
would have
having
thought.
this a little bit chilled.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
like it.
It is nice, a little bit
Right?
chilled. Yeah.
Especially like right now, okay? It's pretty hot here in Southern California.
I mean, at least out of all the states, he's not kind of, I don't know, in Boston in the middle of winter. So it's like, oh, yes, it's beautiful. It's 6 degrees. At least he's actually kind of enjoying these things in the same or similar temperature that we would be. But no, yeah, overall, the entire thing, I guess it could be served cold. I think if you get it from a bakery, maybe it'll be cold. Maybe it'll just be room temperature. I feel as though most of the time they will just be room temperature, though.
Bite into something that is a little bit chilled. Wow, it's kind of refreshing.
And it's easier to hold.
Yeah.
Without the chocolate dripping all over your fingers.
Fair enough.
Oh, keep this away from me. This is so dangerously good. And
Lamington,
if you guys don't know, I have
there
a
we go.
major sweet
15
tooth.
pieces. Wait, is he saying, oh, I wonder if this is the price that he's putting up from his store? That would be something interesting because that seems pretty down cheap. What was it?
so dangerously good.
$15 for 6 pieces. That's pretty darn good, especially considering the other ones. But what meat pies and things can be quite expensive. But overall, really, everything is just not the cheapest, but it's certainly well worth it, I'd say.
And if you guys don't know, I have a major sweet tooth. This is gonna get me in trouble, guys. And if you guys have a sweet tooth too, this is gonna get you in trouble.
Exactly.
You've got a major sweet
What
tooth.
about? I've just seen that there's caramel slice there. Is that really just an Australian thing? I never would have expected that to be an Australian thing. I would have suggested, I don't know, maybe French, maybe UK, wherever it may be. But hey, if the American hasn't had it, then I'm certainly happy for him to have it. Let's just see what it is, because I feel like caramel slice is probably out of the two that we've seen so far, is definitely much closer to my heart than the Lamington is.
The next one's going to absolutely tear you apart.
All right,
Here we
tell me about
go.
the next one.
The next one's called a caramel slice. We do a lot of different slices, which you'll see on the menu, but by far this is
so
the most
good.
popular one.
It's basically
For good bloody reason why I add that. Look at that thing. I mean, you can certainly get a whole bundle of different thicknesses to the layers. Like sometimes you'll have a little bit thicker chocolate. Obviously, sometimes the caramel layer will be thicker or thinner compared to the base layer, whatever it may be. But overall, that is one hell of a good looking caramel slice. I certainly feel as though any single caramel slice I've ever gotten from a bakery, let alone any that I've made / anyone else has made, certainly you're like, it's so hard to stuff up in terms of just actually going, this one's a little bit of a dud. So yeah, I'm certainly glad that this one is included, because this guy's just about to have his socks rocked off compared to the Lamington, because the Lamington, even though it is certainly, I guess, a sweet thing, it's certainly not a sour or a savory thing, at the same time, the caramel slice is going to rock his world.
like a layer of milk chocolate on the top, right?
Yes.
And then what's down here?
You got a middle layer of caramel,
Uh-huh.
very sticky caramel.
Yes,
And the
it's
base
sticky, all right.
is a coconut biscuit.
And you cut it into these like
look at
2-inch
that.
squares, maybe.
Yeah.
I can only imagine it's been chilled as well.
If there's such a thing where food is too good, this would be it. It's too good. It's too decadent.
It
It's
is.
so
It's like heart attack causing caramel slice because you just want to eat an entire tray of it.
It's so good, guys.
Oh, look at him. He's just going...
Good job, buddy.
Oh, man.
A lot of the times...
Now I'm jealous. Like I was saying, I feel like the guy on the left, I think his name is Jay or Joe, something Jay, I forgot, I'm sorry. But either way, like I was saying, I certainly feel as though he was sitting here going, oh, I just want some of that as well, but I just don't need to because I've had plenty of it. Where now I've just gotten to the point where I went, oh, now I want some caramel slice, now I want some, I don't know, there was rosemary lamb, meat pies, and all these different things. Jeez, these guys certainly had the full cuisine overhaul. I mean, there's not the extent of the entire thing. Obviously, there is a whole bundle of other things as well, but overall, he certainly covered the basics, and like I said, I'm just so glad that he got the caramel slice in there because it is so good.
Eating these amazing meals, oftentimes you guys can only watch what I'm eating.
Yeah.
Unless you guys happen to be in the same city or the same location as where I am filming these videos.
Oh, of course.
But with Aussie pies and sausages, you can actually taste what I'm having today.
We're basically about to have 4D TV here. I mean, obviously, I don't exactly need to go to his shop because I can go to a whole bundle of shops. And I also have a little bit more experience than I can only imagine that virtually every single American does. But either way, yeah, just anyone that, whether in the UK, the US, anywhere in the world, that if you have a bakery like this guy has a bakery set up, then you just have to go out and try these things because I feel as though we're the lucky ones where we can just go down the road and just grab any of these things.
Because you know why? You can go onto their website and you can order and
oh,
they ship it
true.
directly to you.
They said it was a website. Wow, I wonder how that works.
JJ,
interesting
I
idea.
Thank you for introducing to me Australian food and all the great pastries and goodies that you're offering on your menu.
I'm glad that he did. That's good.
If you have a chance, definitely check out Aussie pies and sausages. JJ, any last words for our audience?
Thank you very much. It was great meeting you, and I really hope that
there we go. That's going to be the end of the video.
Do it, guys. Do it, guys. All right, guys. That's going to wrap it up for today.
There we go. Like he just said, I want to actually just hear what he said again.
Yeah.
What I love baking.
There we go. Like he said, you just have to enjoy what he loves baking. And really, that's what this entire video was about. You know, just enjoying different cuisines. You know, like you said, you got, especially in the US or just anywhere, hopefully, but you just got, I don't know, Chinese food, Mexican food, Thai, Indian, whatever it may be. There are so many different cuisines. Obviously, there's over, like, let's say 200 different cuisines because there's 200 different countries. And so in order for every single cuisine to be covered, you certainly have to include meat pie, sausage, rolls, and caramel slices and lamingtons in the entire mix. And so yeah, like I said, I'm just very glad that this guy certainly seemed to enjoy it, and I'm glad that he did because they're just so close to home and close to my heart that you just go, I'm glad that someone actually just finally gets to experience the same thing I do every day. Well, not every day, but you know, like you said, you can certainly just grab them in a lot of different places, and so they are a common entity in Australia. But anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you're watching, then make sure to check out some of the other ones we've done. You know, we've checked out facts about Australia, comparisons about Australia, or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.